a kid?
A delight as a kid. He has the best imagination. George could be a writer. He's very clever. He could imagine, and what a mind he has. George is like, I know George, I'm closer to George because I had to go through a lot with George. And as a little child, he was always a ham, and he never got much recognition from Dad because Bob always took it over, and George was like your father. George was hamming it up, and he was given the nickname of Tiger, because he was, wanting to do his own thing, like he was up, it was his imagination. He went up in the back of the hill in Woodlawn, and he started a fire, and he had a blanket, and he was like an Indian sending smoke signals, and the fire engines came. Someone saw him, up there with the fire going, in Gannett Woods, and he was up there sending signals. He was a delight. He didn't need any toys, George. Imagination, make a bow and arrow, and he was Robin Hood. He was out in the woods. He was just a delight because he did all these things. He headed up his own, because we had Al West, who Bob and George, the male, would be down
He
there.
headed up his own
detective agency.
What was it called? Do you remember?
O'Connor something.
O'Connor Detective Agency?
Yeah, it was something like that. But this Al West had told him about J. Edgar Hoover, and George had looked it up, and he knew when his birthday was, this J. Edgar Hoover, who was a scoundrel, head of the FBI, and he sent him a penny on a birthday card, and he had J. Edgar Hoover right back, and telling him about, then he wrote him a story and told him about his, he'd be on all the polls all over, gave my number, our number at Woodlawn Street.
So he advertised for the O'Connor Agency and put him on polls?
Yeah, all over
town?
Oh, yes, he had quite a, and he'd buy things, that would be like they were so sick of him in at the post office looking at the 10 most wanted criminals and getting to the postmaster, and the postmaster would give him pictures, and he'd go around town looking for the, It was so, well, it was just a delight because George had such an imagination.
It's a great story, Mom.
It really is. He was just a fabulous kid, and I enjoyed my kids because I wanted to be a kid. I hadn't, grown up, I guess, but I wanted to be a kid with them and have fun, which I did, but then I got too many.
Okay.
But with George, it was just fun. It really was. And